Another day, another round of fantasy football training camp highlights, and another piece of news that is going to be very important to get into. So Stefon Diggs, the guy who has been a free agent all offseason so long, and he's kind of been in and out of the news for not so good reasons whatsoever. He is going to come in to Washington and make it official. It is official that he will be a Washington Commander this year, which is definitely going to impact some things when it comes to Chigga. It'll impact Terry McLaurin in the slightest way. I wouldn't say it's like going to be a massive change up, but there is going to be some change ups when it comes to his target volume because Terry McLaurin is less of a target guy, I would say. His thing is mostly going to be down the field, and I do think that things are going to kind of, things are kind of going to shake out that way. So I do think it's important news to discuss, and we're going to get into it more here in a minute. But we are here, of course, to do another fantasy football mock draft on Sleeper. So if you guys want to join, it's going to be a 10-man mock right now. We've already got one person in here, so we need 8 more spots to fill. And don't worry, we're going to randomize the draft order. So just make sure, if you do join, go down there, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, show your support. That's all I ask of you. It's free to do that, and it's also free to join this mock draft right here. And the link to join is in the chat. So let's go ahead and get this filled up. What do you say, guys? But yeah, Stefon Diggs to the Commanders. I think that he's going to play a big role. Like, there's no doubt that the money that they gave him, I think it's like up to $12 million he can earn. So it's not an insignificant amount of cash. Obviously, it's not as much as like Zay Flowers just got, but it's not an insignificant amount of cash that they just gave him. I think that his role is going to be more volume, short yardage, middle of the field type of stuff like that, to where in PPR leagues, I do think he's going to serve a very good role for the team. I also do think that when you're in a circumstance with Terry, where David Blau, the offensive coordinator who came in, this offseason earlier said, Terry McLaurin's someone we could envision getting like 11 targets per game. I think those days are probably over. I don't think I could see him getting 11 targets per game if Stefon Diggs is to be healthy. So I do think those days are over. When it comes to Chigga, this definitely puts a big damper on what he's going to do. There's no question about it. He is not going to be the number 2 target anymore, which I don't really mind, particularly like in best ball drafts. In any place you draft him, his value is not high enough to make me scoff at the idea of drafting him right now. I don't think it's that deep with him because he wasn't being valued as a top 12 tight end. So I don't really mind it too much when it comes to Chigga. It obviously is going to lessen Antonio Williams' potential impact, but yeah, I do think this is a good signing for Washington as a team, and I do think Diggs is someone you're going to see rise up a lot in drafts. I'm really curious to see where he goes in this mock draft today, which speaking of that, we still need 4 more spots in this mock draft. And again, the link is in the chat. It's free to join, and it's also free to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel when you get in the draft. So that would be awesome. Jeff Jordan, my man, what's going on? You are the first in here today. Appreciate you being in here, and hopefully you're having a good Wednesday. Striker, always good to see you too, my man. Ready for the pup? You know we'll be in it after this, man, so just stay tuned. Stay tuned, and we'll be in it for sure. Kawasu, good to see you in here as always, my friend. How are you doing today? Do you do full PPR or half PPR? We bounce around, but this is a PPR. This is a full PPR one right here. We tend to bounce around a lot, so this one is going to be full. We need one more spot. Just one more spot, and then we can get this party started here in this 10-man mock. And before we start, we're going to reshuffle the draft order as well. Liam Schlutter. Yeah, that was you that asked that. Kawasu joined the mock. Good to be here, man. Good to have you here. Good to be here. Appreciate you joining the stream as well. Kaiser, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I don't know how to feel about Diggs. Now I have to buy a Commanders Diggs jersey as a Cowboys fan. Are you really willing to stoop to that level? That's very fascinating. I didn't know if you'd be willing to stoop to that level, to be honest with you. Because That's what if he went to the Eagles? There's no way you're getting a Commanders. There's no way you're getting a Diggs Eagles jersey. There's no freaking way of that. Good to see you. All right, guys. We'll wait probably another minute, and then we're going to start this even if it doesn't get filled. So there's one more spot available. So, again, it's free to join. The link is in the chat if you do want to join this mock. And all I ask is that you like the video and subscribe if you do join. We'll give it another 45 seconds to a minute. Kawasu, Aaron Donald practiced with the Rams today. He didn't practice with him. He worked out for him, which is still a big deal. Like, at this point, I think it's pretty much a done deal. I think he will be a Los Angeles Ram. So it's going to be fascinating, man. I mean, who knows how much he has left? I think he's got enough. I mean, the dude is still a freaking freak of nature physically. And he's not going to have to carry the same load that he used to, man. So they're going to be a scary, scary team. All right, here we go. We're Phil. We are Phil, and Phil is me. So let's reorder the teams. And yes, of course, I get the 7 spot. I'm not doing that again. I'll do the 5 spot, and we'll just call it even. We'll even Steven with that. From the 5 spot, here we go. Kaiser said, Eagles are the only team that I wouldn't. Like, there's got to be a line, right? There's got to be a line. Like, if Big Ben ever went to play for the Ravens after the Steelers, I would never get that jersey. There's no chance I would ever do that. RJ Bacani, what's going on, my man? Good to see you in here, as always. Yo, I'm in my first 10-team full PPR league. I got the first pick. How does the strategy change for a 12-team half PPR? Change from a 12-team? JSN all day. So, yeah, I think that, like, the real big difference here is full PPR to half PPR, because there's going to be, like, it's not going to be, like, overhaul the strategy, right? Like, the video that you watched, RJ Bacani, about the best draft strategy for pick ranges, none of those are going to be drastically different from what you're doing, because what you're changing here is you're obviously, removing 2 people, and you're also just making, instead of half PPR, a full PPR. So it's not like you're in a tight end premium or in a super flex where it's like a drastic overhaul. There's going to be little changes here and there, and it mostly is dependent on draft values of guys. Like, for example, if I'm on the clock in, like, the 3rd round, and I'm looking at guys like Kyron Williams and T. Higgins, in a half PPR format, I might be a little bit more tempted to go with a T. Higgins because of the big playoff side, but in a full PPR, I'd probably end up wanting to take Kyron just because he's the better receiving back. So that's definitely one example. Tim Johnson, what's going on, my man? Good to see you in here, and I appreciate the super chat. How about a Pitbull after this? Well, it's going to make people very unhappy, but we will do a Pitbull after this because you super chatted. If you guys want your draft, super chats are the way to go. It guarantees it, but we will do a Pitbull after this. So good to see you in here, man. I appreciate the super chat, and we will do that after the mock is over. Well, Justin Jefferson in this range makes sense to me. Like, this is a roundup draft if I've ever seen one right here. Justin Jefferson does make it back to me. I've still got other guys that I like, though. Oh, jeez. We're going to do it and just see how we feel. I don't know how I feel already, but we're going to see how we feel. Irvin Romero, good to see you in here, man. How you doing today? Thanks for doing these. Get some live practice in. Oh, dude, we're going to do it every day up until the start of the season just because it's been so fun, man. So I know it's good practice for you guys, and I know it's much better than going up against bots. But the best way that we'll do that afterwards is we'll go on to Underdog and put some real money on it. That's when you get the best test. So it's good to see you in here, man. After Roses, what's going on? Good to see you. What's up, man? Not too much, dude. Just been we're getting pretty busy over here with the fantasy content, and just Just doing our thing. How are you doing today? Dubsalicious. What's going on? Good to see you in here. Hang in there 1 second. Let me figure out what my move is. Either Love or Rice is good with me. Love in the mid 5th round is definitely fine for me. He's the highest on the rankings, so I'm going to go with Love. Dubsalicious. What do you think about the Zay Flowers contract? He worth drafting this year? Well, I think the contract itself was a little crazy, but from a fantasy perspective, it definitely ensures volume. And, there's been whispers from people in the offseason who are real truthers who are saying this guy might get not a JSN target share because that's historical, but a 30% target share is definitely in the cards for him. So if that happens, then he will be worth his cost. My concern, and I brought this up yesterday after he signed the deal, it's more of a superstitious one. But sometimes when those players sign those big contracts, guys like him, and I'm not trying to say he's not a good player, but guys like him who are probably not worth what they were paid, sometimes it goes a little bit awry and they take their foot off the gas a little bit. So more of a superstitious reason, I'm a little bit weary of drafting Zay right now, but if the guy gets the target share that he absolutely could, and the offense airs it out more, which it looks like they want to, then he'll be worth his draft cost. So I don't have a problem people taking a shot on him. His cost isn't crazy. It's good to see you, man. After Roses, what do you think of the Commanders signing Diggs? Well, we talked about it at the top of the stream. If you want the full breakdown, you can rewind it. But in essence, it definitely lowers Terry's floor. It definitely minimizes Chig's ceiling. And I would say that Stefon Diggs himself is not going to be super relevant unless it's a full PPR league. I think in a full PPR, you could get some flex-worthy games out of him. But yeah, like I said, the full breakdown we did at the very beginning of the stream. Bob Hope, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Would you take Evans, who is hurt, or Diggs? Oh my God, it's not even close. I'd take Evans all day. Mike Evans is going to be the dominant number 1 target in that offense. With Diggs, he is not guaranteed at all. You know what's funny is I'm not trying to pick on you, Bob. I appreciate you asking the question, but I made a video earlier in the offseason. It was about 2 months ago you can go back and watch it. It's called These Wide Receivers Are Cooked for Fantasy Football. And in that video, I go through, discussing guys who are veterans who won't be back inside the top 12. And I remember, talking about Diggs in there and saying he's got no chance to be back in the top 12. And some people were in the comments being there's nobody's ever going to ask you that. This is kind of that question where it's Mike Evans actually has top 15 upside. Stefon Diggs, he's in that range now. We're being discussed at. Again, not trying to pick on you. It's not a dumb question. It's just more so just to explain how things can change so fast and how we need to act level-headed about it. Stefon Diggs is nowhere close to the value of Mike Evans. Oh, gosh. Let's go with Josh Allen, middle of the 6th. I kind of panicked there. But, Bob, good to see you in here, man. Appreciate the question. Striker, there's no reason to worry about very minor injuries in the beginning of August. Agreed. Even if that was the case, even if he really was going to miss the rest of the training camp, I'd still go with Mike. John Savages, what's going on, man? Good to see you. This is the worst news I have heard all year. I have been drafting Antonio Williams in the first round and cuffing him to Ayuk. Oh my gosh. John coming in with the zinger right out of the gate, man. Antonio Williams and Brandon Ayuk on the same team. What can go wrong? Good to see you. Kawasu, all those 49ers injuries stack it up. Except for CMC. The power plant is giving him powers. That's what I've heard. There's been theories floated that it is him behind the injuries and he is stealing all of their powers for him. That has been floated before. Listen, I'm not rooting for a CMC injury by any means. Not by any means. Am I worried about it? Absolutely. And do I think it's going to happen? Unfortunately, yes. Not saying it'll happen in training camp, but during the season, yeah. If Tet makes it to me, that'd be sweet. He does. I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to go with Tedero McMillan as my wide receiver 3. I still need a running back too, so this is a gamble, but we'll see if it pays off. John Savages, where is Ayuk supposed to go to now, other than the mental hospital? Well, that's the only answer. He's going to the mental hospital. No, I don't think he goes anywhere. Like, dude, the funny thing about that one is that before it was popular, I was saying all offseason, first and foremost, the guy's got to get out of San Francisco. And the way he's treating them, why would they ever throw the guy a bone and do a favor for him? So, yeah, it's freaking wild. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Ayuk is probably not going to play again this year. Alias, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Watching Spider-Man tonight. Interesting. Did they drop a new one? I've never been a Spider-Man guy, so I have no idea. But it's good to see you. Appreciate you joining. Dubs Alicious, because I'm looking at keeping Burden or Flowers as my last keeper. Both could go crazy this year, I think. Man, we had a question about keepers yesterday. I'm curious. Is your keeper league, how is your keeper set up? Do you have to give the cost this year if you keep the player, or do you give the cost from last year? Because if it's from last year, the clear answer is Luther Burden. Let me know if that makes sense, because I can expand on that, but I'm curious. Alias, wonder what Ayuk is doing right now. Dude, he's hanging out on his property in Washington, D.C. That's what he's doing. Sitting there wondering, he probably doesn't even know it happened yet. He's probably still thinking he's destined to go there. You know what's funny is that I actually, like, thinking about this one, it still wouldn't shock me in a world where San Francisco cuts him. It still wouldn't shock me that he did go to Washington. Just putting it out there. Wouldn't shock me. But they're not trading for him. There's no chance of that. They're not. Nobody's taking on that contract. There's no way. San Francisco has to eat the money. Holding my breath right now. Okay. I can breathe a sigh of relief. I get Quinshon Judkins here. Was hoping for Swift, but didn't think it would happen. But Judkins is okay. Stryker said, I don't think Ayuk ever plays again. That's where I'm leaning to as well. But like I said, just throwing it out there, wouldn't shock me if he was to get cut. It wouldn't shock me if Washington brought him in. Wouldn't shock me because his market is so low. So it's like realistically, you could give this guy a couple $1,000,000, which for us is great. But like for him, it's chump change. But that's his market right now. So it's like you can give this guy a couple $1,000,000 and not have it affect anything whatsoever. Tim Johnson, I have so little of JJ that it worries me. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I think it's smart to not have that much Justin Jefferson this year. I mean, of course, if you're doing like hundreds of drafts on Underdog like I am, then it's wise to get some shares of him. But all in all, like I would not. He's not a high enough target. Obviously, in the offense he is, but like in fantasy football terms, no. Kawasu, Jetta is only falling that far in Roundup draft. Nowhere else. Yeah. No, literally nowhere else you would find Justin Jefferson going in the, what did I get him, 206. No chance. No freaking chance. You know, that's what I was going to do Carnell Tate here, actually. But since that just happened, I am going to go ahead and take Tucker Kraft. Tim Johnson, and it's not like 20 is a big buy-in. The rake is better, and most people don't even get in the small ones. Yeah, no, it's a much better rake than it is for the puppy as well, because you're giving yourself a much better chance of winning big in the pit bull. I think my thing with the pit bull is always been like the pit bull costs $20. Best Ball Mania costs $25, and I can, win so much more money in Best Ball Mania than I can with the pit bull. Which, speaking of, let's go ahead and drop the link to join Underdog in the chat. If you guys want to hop over from the Sleeper mock draft, we'd love to have you in the next Underdog draft. We're going to be getting into the pit bull. It's just a $20 buy-in. It's not anything serious, man. But you can win some serious money with it, that's for sure. So I'm going to drop this link. If you do this, if you use my link and my code to sign up for Underdog, I've got some big news to drop for you guys today. If you use my code, not only is Underdog going to give you $50 back when you play just $5, I am also going to be giving you a free copy of my Redraft Draft Guide. This is a limited time offer. I am not going to hold this offer all offseason long, but if you are new to Underdog and you play just $5, Underdog's going to give you 50 back, and I'm going to give you a free copy of my Redraft Draft Guide. So it's a good deal. It's not going to last forever. The link is in the chat now. So we'd love to have you draft with us next on Underdog. And you're going to also get a free copy of my Redraft Draft Guide. Not the best ball one, the Redraft one. It's a limited time offer. I cannot express that enough. It's not going to hold forever. So you need to hop in on it now while you can. But that being said, if you do want to purchase the Redraft Draft Guide, it's $23. My Venmo is in the description. It's Ryan, R-Y-A-N, Podnar, P-O-D-N-A-R. If you already have an Underdog account, you can purchase it for $23. Additionally, anyone who has used my code in the last 5 months to sign up for Underdog, you've already been given a copy for free. So you can check your inbox. You already have it. But yeah, we'd love to have you over there for the next draft. Okay. I definitely need running back here for sure. I'm going to go ahead and take RJ Harvey. I do think that fall there is good. Christian Watson making it back pretty far. I have no problem taking Watson in this range, but I just needed a running back, so I'm going to have to deal with that. Points per reception, good to see you, man. How you doing? I think Antonio Williams takes the biggest hit with the Diggs signing. Yeah, I would say him and Chig. Chig is definitely taking a hit with this one. Because everything I've seen out of Washington has been, that guy has been the number 2 target. So it's going to definitely hurt Antonio Williams as far as like importance with the offense. Because now, if Chig is the target number 3, then the best Antonio Williams could do is being the target number 4. But it does affect Chig. It's good to see you, man. Stryker said, completely agree. Diggs is going to vacuum up all the targets from the non-Terry receivers. Yeah, Terry's fine. Like, it's going to affect Terry's floor. It's going to make his floor a little less high, but his ceiling is not touched. Jeff Jordan, in your video dropped earlier today, you mentioned the draft guide that is giving for joining Underdog is for redraft. Is this true? This is true, like I just discussed. It's a limited time offer, though. This offer is not going to stand forever. So if you're going to want to do it, I would do it today. Because that offer may not even last a week. We'll see. Oh gosh. Rico here is definitely my pick. I still don't feel comfortable with the running back room enough. I've got 3 strong receivers, so could have easily went Mekhi Lemon there and been happy, though, I will say. Kaiser, my man, how you doing? Are we still on that Roma Dunze train? Yes. I I hesitate a little bit only because Luther Burden, that hype is nutso right now. I'm sticking with Rome. It's only because, like I said, Luther's price everywhere is just so much higher. So I'd rather take the shot on Rome. That being said, in ESPN leagues where their price is identical, I'm going Luther Burden there. Because that's the only place I can get Luther Burden at what I feel is a realistically fair price. Mithu Kyla, what's going on? Good to see you. Why is Devonta Smith questionable again? I think I saw that he pulled his hammy. Him and Mekhi Lemon, I think they both are not practicing right now, like with hamstring/groin injuries. It's nothing to worry about long term. It's good to see you. B. Schaub, what's going on? Good to see you in here as well. Would you trade first-round pick, one pick in fifth round for a second, 24th, and fourth round pick? Okay, hold on. Would you trade the 111 and a fifth round for the 24th and a fourth round? So you would get 2 second-round picks, one's at the front, one's at the back. You get 2 fourth-round picks and no fifth-round pick. Hang in there. We don't double up on tight end or quarterback in redraft, so we are looking for receivers and running backs. QJ is the highest in my rankings. I will go with QJ. Would I trade? So you would get 2 seconds, one at the front, one at the back, and 2 fourths. The 11th pick, if this is a 12-man league, the 11th pick, the only problem with this is that you're going to be basically getting your first pick is the beginning of the second round, then you get another late round second pick, and then you get a late third round pick. I don't think I don't like that. No, I think I would keep that. That's just you have too few picks in the first 3 rounds. Like, they're all spread out at like the worst parts of the draft, I think. I think I would not do that trade. Good to see you. Tim Johnson, I'm fine with Rome, Burden, or Loveland. At least 2 of them will eat. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Burden's cost. I don't like Loveland's cost particularly either. I think Rome's the best cost of the bunch. He is, but I mean, I do think the offense is very high upside. I will say that. Really quick, guys, before I go any farther, too. Anytime like people ask me during the live streams to give thoughts on their team, I am open to giving thoughts about it. I'm not going to give full breakdowns because the breakdowns are reserved for paying customers. But we can do like little glimpses of what I think about your team. Just heads up. Alias not looking good for Thornton in training camp so far. I mean, his upside wasn't that high anyways. It wasn't too tremendously crazy anyways. I think I'd rather just pivot to Malik Benson, man. I'd rather pivot to Malik Benson. If you're going with a speed guy, they got theirs. The new regime drafted Malik Benson, so Jackson Dart being here in the 11th is super tempting. I wish I did not draft Josh Allen, man. That's a mistake. We'll go ahead and take Rachaad White. Where was Bill? Somebody already take Bill? Oh, yeah. Somebody did take Bill in the 9th. CTNC, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. My goat. Appreciate you, man. Got to do more than 10, man. They got to do more of the 10, man. They're my fave. We bounce back and forth, man, but we are going to be doing this every single day, man. Every single day, basically leading up to the start of the season, we'll be doing redraft mock drafts, and we'll get you guys in on it. So don't worry, this isn't the last chance. But it's good to see you in here as always. Just make sure to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I go live. Alias said that third wide receiver spot is a battle between Betch and Benson. From what I'm hearing, it's leaning towards Benson. Yeah, Benson is definitely a better player than Betch, I think. I think Betch is actually a bust. Another TCU example, man. We were talking about TCU receivers yesterday and how big a bust they've been. Add Betts to the list if he can't beat out Malik Benson. Tim Johnson, and I still don't think Chig is a terrible click where he goes. We'll still probably get the third most targets, and he's a good pass-catching tight end. No, we discussed that at the beginning. Anyone who's looking for the full breakdown of the Stefon Diggs signing to Washington, you could catch that at the very beginning of the stream. We broke it down for about 5 minutes. What I said there was Chig is going so late in drafts, any format, redraft or best ball, that it doesn't affect like how I think about drafting him. Like, I'm still going to draft him because he was never being valued. Like, Aronde Gadsden's a great example. Before David Njoku went to the Chargers early in the offseason, he was being valued as a top 10 tight end in drafts. That should not happen anymore. So, lucky for us, Chig was never valued there. So you could still draft him. I agree. All right. Let's get serious. I mean, this is the range where I would just say I'm going to do it. Trey Tucker. I don't care. At this point, overdrafting him in the 12th is the least of my concerns. Point per reception. All right, Chad, I need help. Brazil or Zachariah Branch full PPR? I have one available IR spot currently open. I'm assuming you're talking Dynasty because you would have no use for Brazil and redraft. I still think that Brazil is a better long-term player. I would probably just take Brazil. I just am not a Zachariah Branch believer, though. But again, of course, if this is redraft, then the choice is obvious. Go with Zachariah Branch. Alias, who do you like more as of right now, Chig or Diggs? I mean, it's hard to answer that in a sense because it's like they're both different positions. I still think Chig is definitely a breakout tight end type of guy, even after the Diggs signing. I mean, who do I think scores the more fantasy points? I think it's actually close because I think Chig can get some touchdowns. I'll lean Diggs in a full PPR. If it's half PPR, I think I might go Chig. They're going to be close to me. They're going to be close. If I had to project those two guys out, they're close. They're very, very close. Matthew Golden. Come to town, baby. Coming to town. I'm not going to do defense and kicker today. I've got no use for it. Dubsalicious, it's where we drafted them last year. Commish is trying to go full dynasty at some point, so we have 7 keepers for this year. Zay is a 4th-round keeper, Ladd is 10th, and Burden is 12th. Yeah, Burden's the answer, because giving up a 12th round for that type of guy who's going the 4th this year, it's easily Luther Burden. Striker, nailed it. Frank Linares, my guy. What's going on? How you doing today? Happy Wednesday, right back at you. What is your take on the Ravens rookie receivers Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt as deep sleepers? Well, I really liked both those guys coming out of the draft. I thought they were both really good prospects. They were both higher in my rankings than they were in consensus. Them ending up on the same team kind of threw a wet blanket on my excitement. That being said, as far as I see right now, it looks like Jacoby Lane is kind of making a lot of noise. So Jacoby Lane, if you wanted to take the shot, I think Jacoby Lane is the guy you'd want to go with. My thought process is Baltimore does seem to be going down the route of more 11 personnel this year, 3 wide receiver sets. So I think taking a shot on a Raven is a good idea. Good to see you, Frank. Dubs-alicious, it's PPR. Trying to keep 2 of the 3 and understand the draft value, but don't want to miss out on Zay taking the leap either. Zay took a leap last year, man. You got a really good year out of Zay. I think Burden, the value is there. You can still give yourself a chance to take Luther Burden in the actual draft if you want to take him that bad. We're not going defense and kicker today. Dylan Sampson, we're going to take him as insurance for Q. We got 2 QJs on our team. But the fake QJ is Judkins. I only call Quentin Johnston QJ. GoldenEye, good to see you in here, man. How you doing? I can't call myself a casual anymore if I started drafting in May and June. No, those days are over, dude. You are officially a... We should make tiers for this, man. Because I consider you a junkie if you start drafting in like February or March. If you're drafting in May and June, I think you're an addict. Addict versus junkie, 2 different types of ways to think about it. Oh, man. Tim Johnson, I'm fine with a BBM if you want to do that. I figured more would get into the puppy or the pit bull, dealer's choice. No, let's do Pitbull. That's what you paid for sure, man. Kalon Simpkins, what's going on? Good to see you. Thoughts on my team at 7? Yeah, like I said, we can give some quick thoughts on that. McCaffrey, I don't love at the 107. I just not a McCaffrey guy. CeeDee Lamb at the 204 is very good value. Olave, T. Higgins, those are 2 good wide receiver 2 and 3s for your team. Last overall pick. Let's go Zachariah Branch. Give it a shot. Let's see what else you got. Dave Montgomery is your RB2. I just am concerned about your running back room because of the CMC issues. Lamar in the 6th, great value. Harold Fannin in the 7th, great value behind Pitts. Yeah, mixed bag. I definitely like a lot of the picks you made. I think CD, Olave, Higgins, that's a really good 3 stretch right there. Since Nico and Egbuka were on the board, I would have switched your Olave pick. But the Lamar value, the Fannin value, the Chuba value, I like all those. The Sutton value I like a lot. So overall, pretty solid. Could see a little bit of weakness there at running back, but overall, good. Give me a second. My Wi-Fi is... Hopefully this did not screw up the stream at all. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Is everybody? Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. My bad. So, yeah, if you want to join, just $20 entry. $100K to first place is the first place prize. It's pretty sweet. So, yeah, like I said, link in the chat for you to join Underdog. Just use my code FFR at sign up. And when you do that, Underdog's going to give you $50 back when you play just $5. And I'm going to give you a free copy of my Redraft Draft Guide. Limited time offer. If you want that offer to happen, I would do it today. Because I do not know how long this will last. It may not even last a week. So it's the right time to hop in now. But let's do this. Let's start at 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to hop into the Pitbull 2, baby. The Pitbull 2. Here we go. Waiting on 6 people to fill this lobby up. And Jeff Jordan asked, how do I join the Underdog? How do I do the Underdog draft? So when you sign up for Underdog, using that link that's in the chat, and then using code FFR at sign up, you can go to the drafts tab. If you're on desktop, it's easiest, but on mobile, it's just as fine. Then you go search for NFL Best Ball, and then you'll find, this is the one we're in right here, but you can also hop into the Puppy, which is a $5 entry, and $100K to first place prize as well. So pretty simple. Then you just press enter, and you're good to go. Waiting on 4 people. Let's get this one full, guys. Would love to have you guys in here with us. Fur 3 Cactus, what's going on? Good to see you. I did my draft already and I have Saquon, Jettis, Derrick Henry, and A.J. Brown. Is this good? I was the 10th pick on a 10-man league. Saquon, Jettis, Derrick Henry, and A.J. I mean, the fact that you got all 4 of those guys in the first 4 picks is pretty excellent. I don't love the Jefferson pick. I just would have went a different route myself, but I don't think that that's all in all, your first 4 picks are pretty crazy, and I'm surprised you got all 4 of them. So, yeah, I mean, I would say overall you did pretty well, but don't love the Jefferson pick. Would have went a different route. Good to see you, though. La Liza, good to see you in here. How you doing today? Out of curiosity, who was on your $19,000 winning team, if you remember? It's a good question. So, first and foremost, I did not win $19,000 on one draft. On one draft, on one team. One team, I got $15,000. Another one, I got $500. And then the other one, I got $3,500. So, accumulation of all those 3 drafts in one season was the $19,000 winning. But the one big one I won on, the $15,000 one, I remember I had Bowers at tight end. I remember I had Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert at quarterback. I remember I had Amon-Ra, JSN, Ladd McConkey at receiver. Nico Collins as well. I had crazy receivers that year. I had such crazy receivers. Actually, why not? I could just honestly go through it because I think it's back in the history somewhere of drafting. But real quick, we're at the 101, or we're at the 106. Tim's at the 101. We got Cats at the 110. So we got a couple people in here. Let me try to see if I can find that really quick, actually. Results. 15,000, winner, Rottweiler. So here it is. Herbert, Burrow. My running backs, I was relying on Jacobs and Henry a lot that year. Tajay was good in the playoffs that year, I remember. JSN, Ladd, T, Nico, Amon-Ra had nailed that. And then Bowers and Tyler Conklin, who surprisingly was really good during the playoff stretch as well. So that was the team right there. Good to see you in here. Kawasu, I thought I was tripping with these values. Then I realized this is a 10-man mock. 10-man, you can get some dynamite teams, man. We all know that's true. Kali, what's going on? Good to see you. When's everyone's drafts? My redraft leagues usually don't happen until like the last to second to last week in August. So I still got a couple weeks away. Ayo Jetta is this Saturday. Well, let's get you prepared, man. Amon-Ra, I pick him over CMC every time. Not going to change that right now. And you guys will also be able to watch me utilize my best ball draft guide, which is, again, also available for $12 purchase. Through Venmo. So my redraft draft guide is $23. The best ball draft guide is $12. And both those are available through Venmo. So, but again, if you use my link and you play Underdog using my code for a limited time right now, you can get a free copy of the Redraft Draft Guide. I would do it. And if you use my code today, it usually takes a day for me to get your email back and confirmation. So if you did it today, then I will have you your copy tomorrow. Khaleesi said, Khaleesi, what's going on? Jonathan Taylor or James Cook? For me personally, it's Jonathan Taylor, but it's very, very close. JT is walking a line right now that I don't love as far as as far as I know, he's been at practice, but I don't know how if he's doing everything in practice. It's kind of weird right now. It's a little shaky, but I'll still go JT. All right, we're open still to doing what we want to do. I'm going to go AJ here. Get some more shares of AJ. Tim Johnson. I've had my friends and family draft for 20 years straight. What happened to the chat? $20 years straight this year. It's a 2-quarterback, half PPR, 8-team draft. It's wild. Well, dude, that's awesome, man. That's freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. I'm glad to hear about it. There's really nothing better than having like a long-standing league where everyone's active. That's the best, man. It's better to have 8 active than 12 with 4 inactive. Khaleesi, dude, I don't know what pick I get until like 30 minutes before the draft. Jeez. That's not right, man. You guys need to change that. That's wrong. You guys need to be able to prepare. That's messed up. I don't like that. I don't like it for you guys. Not a fan. Well, we definitely are still open to strategies. I don't have an issue with going running back or receiver here. I'm going to go with Egbuka. We're going 3 wide receiver start. Striker. I can't remember the last day I didn't do at least one draft. I started roughly around when the schedule released. Yeah, dude. No, you're a junkie. You are a junkie right there, man. You are a junkie. But so am I. It's not an insult because that's what I am. Dubsalicious. Gotcha. Preach the input. My bench is stacked, so I might try to make some trades with the leftovers. Always pursue options. Always pursue trades. I endorse that every day. Great move. And you know where to find me if you got more questions, man. Hopefully we'll keep seeing you around. Appreciate you joining. Khaleesi. Chase is the only wide receiver I'd take over a running back in round 1. Fascinating. Fascinating strategy. Coffeeholic. Good to see you, man. How you doing? We'll try to join the drafts tomorrow. It came in late to the stream today. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you joining either way. And I'll tell you this. If we have 35 people in here watching. It's not hard to get us to 30 likes. Like, we should be able to get to 30 likes. And if we get to 30 likes by the end of this draft, we'll do another one. So it's up to you guys. If you want to see another draft, we'll do it, but we got to get to 30. My youth, Kyla, position 8 value. I hate the 8 spot. Hate the 8 spot. Unless it's an 8-man league, then it's a little bit different, but I hate the 8 spot in a 12 to 10-man league. I'm just being honest. Just being honest. I really, really do not like it. We'll go with ETN here. That's fine. Since we started 3 wide receivers, we got to stick with one of these 2 right here. So we'll either go running back or receiver with our next pick. We will see what's available. Striker, did the stream freeze for anyone? Yeah, freezed, but I'm glad we got it back because I was worried we were going to lose it there. Khaleesi, do not draft CMC. Well, at least I'm on board with that. Do not draft CMC ever. This year. "3S Garage, my man, how you doing today? Happy Wednesday to you. Evening footballers. Right back at you, man. It's good to have you in here today. Tim Johnson got the 101. I like your spot as well. Going to get a good wide receiver. Yeah, man, we'll see what we are able to build out here. Speaking of, let's look at the values on the board. I'm honestly good with both. I could see myself doing either. Travion, I wonder if he's going to start dropping in drafts. Because I'm hearing some not-so-great reports on Travion. So I'm curious to see how the market reacts to that. Very curious about it. But I'm going to take the opportunity to take him here. I'm going to do that. So we went with this strategy right here. And this strategy, anything highlighted in yellow on the best ball draft strategy sheet, it's going to be a strategy you want to use because it gives you really good advancement rates to the finals. And especially when you use the ideal build, it increases your chance of going to the finals by a significant level. So we're doing 3 quarterbacks, 7 running backs, 3 tight ends, and 5 receivers in this build. So let's go. We're off to the freaking races. And again, guys, if you want a third draft in here tonight, if you want another draft after this one, we got to get 30 likes. It's got to happen. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. 2001 Patron, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Do I flex Waddle, Price, or Diggs? Those are my bench pieces along with Pittman. Well, it's a little too early to tell. We're not doing week 1 content just yet, so we'll start getting into week 1 as we get closer to that. But it's good. You got good options there. You got good options. Jeff Jordan, I guess what I was trying to say is that I made an account a couple weeks ago, but didn't see anywhere to put in the FFR. Did I miss my chance? Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, if you didn't put in the code, then I can't give you credit for it, and I can't give you the draft guide. Sorry about that, man. It's a bummer. But like I said, the guide is available for purchase. It's $23, so that is just just send it through Venmo. The Venmo is in the description. Junk Busta, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Saquon Henry or Chase Brown on the 102 turn. Between those 3 options, I would go with Chase, then I would go with Saquon, then I'd go Henry. So Chase Brown is my guy. Drake May went. Well, that's annoying. God. It's very annoying, actually. Huge. Panicked there a little bit. But maybe I'll set up a Justin Herbert stack in the 7th. Junk Busted, it's good to see you, man. Gomez Cards, what's going on? Good to see you. like at least a week in advance. I was not expecting the 9th pick now. Got to strategize. Well, that's good that you know beforehand because as people were discussing, some people don't even get the freaking grace of that. That's ridiculous. That's honestly ridiculous. You guys got to fix that because it's not fair to people. Like everyone needs time to prepare for their draft spot because it's different. Every spot is different. Like that's why we break it down by range and go draft strategy by range because it's different for every range. The values available to you there, like everything changes per range. Jake R., what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. How you doing? I like the wide receiver Wombo. Dude, the wide receiver Wombo is feeling very, very strong right now. I'm digging the Wombo myself. It's good to see you in here, man. Someone called it the Wombo a couple days ago. I can't get it out of my head. Justin Herbert, we set up the stack with him and Cuge. Him and the Cuge. GoldenEye, how many years does it take to see a major shift in fantasy? A lot of those 2024 names are players still doing good in 2026. It depends on the kind of shift that you're talking about. Because, for instance, like in our draft strategy videos that we're doing by draft position, I am going through the changes that have happened over the years in fantasy to where the gap between wide receivers and running backs has gotten a lot tighter as far as how many of each position go in the first 2 rounds. So that has taken accumulation of 5 to 10 years. When it comes to specific player values, that's year to year. Year to year, thinking back to that team, JSN was a late round pick that year. Ladd McConkey was a late round pick that year. Now, Amon-Ra and Nico Collins and T. Higgins, they were all earlier round picks. But those last 2 guys I had, JSN and Ladd, they were late round picks that year. So player values, they can go switch up very, very easily. But when it comes to overall trends, that takes a lot of time. Jake R. said, I like the stream, so y'all got to like it. We're at 26 right now, so we'll see if we make it. Balajire, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Honestly, the worst spot is just the pick after Amon-Ra goes. I mean, I still like the 112. I got no issue with the 112. I think going double hero running back is great. But after, immediately after, yeah, I've got some problems. Got some real problems. We'll go Chuba here. Chuba in the 8th. No problem with it at all. It's good to see you, Balajire. Coffeeholic, smash that like. We are all starving for more drafts in here. It's got to happen, man. It's got to happen. We're 4 likes away from it, so we'll see if it happens. GoldenEye, can't you just reach for James Cook at the 8th and start with a pretty good double hero strat? Or is having to do that reach is what you don't like? That's the problem. Is I don't like it when I start to feel uncomfortable about reaching for a player. That's why I hate the 108 and the 109 this year because of that. It makes me feel like it's a double-edged sword because it's I want to reach over CeeDee Lamb, over JJ, over CMC, but I also don't like to reach for players I feel like I might be able to get back in the second. Now, Cook, you're not going to get him back there. But with Hampton, you could. And those are 2 guys that I like in that range. So it's just very uncomfortable. I don't think James Cook is a bad pick there, but it's just overall uncomfortable. Oh, jeez. I guess we'll go with Goff here. I'm having trouble leaving behind Fannin, though, I will say. Yeah, I don't love that, but we did want to get a good stack there as well. We will see if it'll probably be a while before we take our last quarterback. Coffeeholic, do you think Keaton Mitchell will be anything? I know how McDaniel loves his speed guys. I think Keaton Mitchell might have standalone value in some spots. Like, I don't think that he's going to be a guy you can trust as far as, like, I don't think he'll be a guy that you can trust as far as redraft leagues go. Like, he's not going to be like a redraft flex option for you. He's going to be nothing more than a spot start if Hampton goes down in a, handcuff type of capacity. That's his redraft ceiling. When it comes to best ball, then yes. Like, I think best ball, he has much more application because you don't have to make the start-sit decision weekly. I think he has some value in that range, yes. Jeff Jordan, Venmo it is. Sounds good to me, man. Either way. Yeah, Venmo it's in the description of the video, but it's RYAN-PODNAR. And the redraft draft guide is $23. Last running back here, do I want to do it? No. I'm going to go with Bill. Actually, I'm feeling pretty good about this team, actually. We'll figure out tight ends a little bit later. Jake R., how high do you expect Ladd McConkey to rise before the season starts? Been seeing him picked in the mid-third. I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like there's other guys in his range I would expect to rise before he does. Like Emeka Egbuka, he's been rising. Zay Flowers, I would expect him to rise faster than Ladd does. I don't know if I see Ladd experiencing like some big ADP jump because QJ is getting hype in his own right too. So I don't really expect a big jump, to be honest. And if he does jump, I'll take even less of him. And it's not like I've been taking him at all. But I don't take him not because I don't like him. I don't take him because I like other guys in his range. So if he starts going even higher, then it's going to get even less likely I take him. Chig still went the 11th. That's actually fascinating. That's above Capital, I think. Yeah, because there's still Kittle on the board. Like, that's interesting. Chig went at the 11:02. Wow. Pretty blown away by that, actually. We'll go Kincaid here. We'll take our tight end one. That was fascinating. Striker said more likes. Let's go. It's got to happen, man. Let's see, we're at 27 right now, so we got to get there, or another draft won't happen tonight. Striker said, interesting is a nice way of saying bad. What did I say interesting to? I don't even remember what I said that to. In some circumstances, yes, it does. Jake R., I once saw Egbuka go at the end of the second over A.J. Brown. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a new one. I haven't seen that before. I love Egbuka, but I'm going A.J. Brown. I will go with A.J. Brown over Egbuka. I think A.J.'s weekly ceiling is probably a little bit higher. Well, Well, we're obviously hoping for one particular name to make it back to us. So we'll see. Striker said Chig over Kittle. It was like 2 minutes ago. Well, when I saw it, it was right then and there. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the interesting comment? Yeah, that was very fascinating. That was extremely fascinating. Trey Tucker makes it to me. I'm not playing with him. I'm doing it. Is it me, or is Trey Tucker actually dropping in drafts right now? What are we doing? Just giving me more opportunities to take him? I'll take it. I've got my 5 receivers, so I'm done with receivers here. Man, what are we doing? John Termini, my man. How you doing today? What you up to? What's up, Ryan? Happy Wednesday. Right back at you, man. It's been a good day. Just pretty busy, and, we're here ending the day off with some drafts. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Striker said, there really isn't any buzz on Tucker. He's kind of been holding steady. I draft him when I'm in drafts that you aren't in. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those guys that feels like such a good pick that I don't know, it feels like he's gotten a little cheaper. Maybe it's just me, but Trey Tucker in redraft leagues too, like, he's such a good value. There's no way. Like, the dude was the wide receiver 35 last year in a half PPR format. He's going to fulfill his cost in redraft and best ball. Tim Johnson said, you stole Trey Tucker from me, but Marks is a good consolation prize. I saw you take Marks, and I also saw you take Naylor, who you can have. You can have Jalen Naylor all day. I can tell you that. Do I want to take my last quarterback here? I do like Cam, but I want to take my next tight end. I'm going to go with Gadsden to further the stack and just kind of place a bet on the Chargers in general. So we'll go with Gadsden. Overall, I actually do like this team. I actually do like it. Herbert, Goff at quarterback so far. I need one more. Etienne, Travion, Chuba, Bill. I like that. Amon Ra, A.J. Brown, Egbuka, QJ, and Trey Tucker. It's a good receiver room right there, man. I like that a lot. Dalton Kincaid and Gadsden. Balajire, has your opinion changed on the Jags offense lately? I'm getting scared of fading Parker and Tootin lately with the news I'm seeing. Honestly, man, really not much has changed. I'll be honest. I think they're both still good. Like, Bashul Tootin, for me, nothing will change the fact I don't believe in the player until I see him actually do something. Like, nothing is going to change my thoughts on the player until he actually goes out there this year and proves it to me that he's a better player than I thought he was. That's the only thing that's going to change my thoughts on Bashul Tootin specifically. When it comes to Parker Washington, that is a player I can get on board with. Because I do think Parker Washington is one of those guys that was always better than what people thought about him. So when it comes to Parker in particular, his draft cost is not crazy enough for me to balk at it. I also think that I'm going to go with AJ Barner here. I also think that with Parker Washington, that he does have enough upside to where it makes sense to take him in the range. But my other problem with it, and I've been consistent on this and nothing's changed, is that I still think their head coach is a politician. Like, I think that he is so positive about everyone that it's really hard to get a real gauge on what he actually thinks about players. Not what he's telling you, what actually is in his brain about all of these players. I still think it's a hard thing to evaluate when he's complimentary on everybody. Because we've heard BTJ is a different guy. He's in, first in the building, last to leave. Parker Washington, first in the building, last to leave. Which one is it, right? Like, which one is it of these two guys who's first in the building and last to leave? We don't know. Jacoby Myers, going to be a key person in the offense. Travis Hunter, we're expecting a breakout year. Bashal Tootin, he's going to be a big guy. You see my point. Not much has changed. But if you feel strongly enough, trust your gut. This is something that's going to come back into the fold in a big way when we start the season out. What I got right and wrong, that's a weekly live stream for me personally, and I will continue to do them. Stryker said, it's hard for me not to be swayed by the overwhelmingly positive reports every day on those guys. Yeah, man, like I just said, I think that there's certain coaches you got to just watch out for a little bit when it comes to that stuff. I think that certain guys on certain teams are going to get gassed for not no particular reason, but I think there's coaches that just like to speak positively about their players just because they can. We'll go Samson here. Samuel Piazza, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Keeper league question. Full points per touch league. Point per touch. Wow. Point per touch? Should I keep Tootin as a 14th pick or Burden at the 17th pick? Already keeping JSN at 7. Oh, man, that's a good question. Point per touch. I'd probably keep Tootin if they say he's going to get a bunch of touches, because even if Burden does hit, I think his value is more so going to be from efficiency, not from touches. Like, I think that if Tootin gets the volume like we've been told, and he gets 200-plus touches, there's not a world where Luther Burden matches him in touches. So if you're getting guaranteed points per touch, I'd got to keep Bashal Tootin in that circumstance. It's good to see you, though, man. Appreciate the question. Coffeeholic, I can see why people are hyping Tootin, specifically because of how good Liam Cohen is at scheming up plays for the running backs. But the player does give me a little bit of pause as well. Oh, look, I've always said this. Like, I understand the Tootin hype. I totally see where people are coming from on this one. Like, Liam Cohen I've been saying he's a politician. That doesn't mean that I don't think he's a good coach. Like, he's a great coach. Offensively, the guy has the chops. But, so I see where people are coming from on Bashal Tootin being hyped about him. What I'm saying is that I think that Bashal Tootin, the player, I just don't trust, number one. And number two, I'm going to go Rodgers here for no reason whatsoever. I think that the problem is with a guy like that, you've got somebody that you just don't trust what he has to say at the podium because he's not selective of who he compliments. Ben Johnson's not like that. You know what he's thinking. So, like, that's why I take it seriously when he is talking up Luther Burden, because he doesn't do that to all of his players. Like, as much as I love Rome, what has he said positively about Rome this offseason? Makes me worry a little bit. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Tootin, the player, is just not a guy I trust, and Liam Cohen, the coach, is not a guy I trust at all. I like him from an offensive perspective. I just don't trust what he says about players. Okay. How are we going to end this one off? Well, I think Uh, Emmett Johnson. What if he does take a role? We'll go with Emmett Johnson here. Goldeneye, the only time I get both Ekbuka and Scattaboo are at the last positions on the turn. Those two aren't falling very far. Yeah, I mean, I think that Scattaboo and Ekbuka are two fantastic picks in my opinion. They're two fantastic picks, but yeah, I think they're not going to fall far. And I think that both of those two guys are actually going to continue to rise up in drafts. Obviously, Scat looks healthy. Ekbuka, I've been seeing, like, hasn't had the greatest camp so far. That doesn't really affect the way I think about him long term. Coffeeholic said, the Night of Repentance is unique to this channel. That's factual. The Night of Repentance is very unique, and I'm going to continue to do it this year. It's important to admit when I'm wrong just as much as it's important to call out when I'm right. That's the way I think about it. GoldenEye, building my super team. CMC, Jefferson, Naylor. Oh, it's going to be a terrific team, let me tell you. It's going to be just terrific, Peter. That's terrific, Peter. Jose Brito, what's going on? Do you prefer to have a late 2027 second round or Kenyon Sadiq? Oh, Kenyon Sadiq for sure. It's not even close. Kenyon Sadiq, the 27 class is very strong. But, I mean, you've got somebody like Kenyon Sadiq on the board. That's a guy who would still go probably end of the first, early second in the 27 class. Yeah, for me, it's definitely obvious choice. I would definitely go with Kenyon Sadiq. I went with Nick Singleton there, but didn't really think about that one enough. But that's going to do it for this draft right here. We did get a super chat from Poppin' Sid. What's going on, man? Good to see you in here. I got the 101 for 12-man PPR. I'm thinking Gibbs first, but should I go Bowers or Allen at the 2-3 turn? Or go for a receiver like Rice or Nico? Well, Gibbs or Bijan, I don't care who you go with. I think they're both great options. The thing with the 2-3 turn is if Bowers is there, you go with Bowers for one of them. Because you're at the 101, which means you get the second and the third pick back to back. So the way I look at it is Bowers has so much upside this particular season that if he falls into the third round range, which is basically what he would do if he fell to you at the 212, then you're in great position to get a guy who can literally break fantasy this year. So one of those picks for me would be Bowers. Now, the other one I would go with is definitely a Rashee Rice. If Rashee Rice is there, he's going to be the pick I make as well. So in total, the ideal situation would be Jahmyr Gibbs, Rashee Rice, and then Brock Bowers in the third. Those are the three guys that I want to end up with in that range is the ideal. Now, if Bowers isn't available but Josh Allen is, I would not personally do that because I think I've said it all offseason. The quarterback values are so strong later in the draft that it doesn't make sense to go with Josh Allen as early as Josh goes. Not that Josh has ever been a bad value who hasn't returned the value of what you paid for him, because he has. The problem this year is that the quarterback market is so deep in the later parts of the draft that you're going to be disappointed with your depth at the key positions if you go with Allen. With Bowers, I'm willing to take that upside because I think Bowers, if he hits, is going to be like two queens on a chessboard. So if it's only Bowers, then that's the move. Bowers, Gibbs, Rashee Rice. If it's Bowers is gone and Allen is there, I'm taking two receivers, Rashee Rice and George Pickens I would go with over Nico. A.J. Brown I would go with over Nico. Drake London I would go with over Nico. But if none of those guys are available, then Nico is the pick. But again, man, appreciate the super chat, and that is how you get your question answered right away, by doing a super chat. And we did not hit the 30 likes. So that is going to be it for the day, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today either way. Appreciate it. If you would like the video, subscribe to the channel on your way out. Would mean a lot to me. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow. So no worries, we didn't hit the goal today, but that gives us an opportunity to surpass it tomorrow, where we will be back here for more drafts tomorrow. So appreciate it. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Okay, well, hold on a second. We did actually just hit 30. We did just hit 30 likes. So if you haven't tuned out already, it's your lucky day. It's your lucky day because we are going to get into another one. I was waiting to see if that was going to change. It did change. We are going to get into another draft right here. So the Puppy 3 is what we're going to do right now. It's a $5 entry. This is a super cheap draft right here. $5 entry, $100K prize to first place. So as I was saying earlier, if you ended up using the code to sign up for Underdog, this is the perfect draft to get into because you're going to get the free copy of the Redraft Draft Guide. Limited time offer, by the way. And also, you're going to get $50 back when you play just $5. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the Puppy 3, starting with a countdown of 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's join the Puppy 3, man. Let's join the Puppy 3, and this lobby's going to fill up fast. I will be right back. I'm not going to miss anything. Here we go. Let's do this. We're at the 107. We got Tim in here again. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Samuel Piazza says, thanks. It's crazy scoring league, so many ways to get points and bonuses. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of, dude. That is so wild. It makes running backs that much more valuable in a league like that because running backs can get 350 plus touches, whereas receivers, you're not going to sniff that. So, I mean, the best way to approach that type of league, a point per touch league, you're definitely going to want to value running backs a little bit higher. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Like, you're going to want to value running backs pretty highly. McCaffrey and JT available. I'm going with JT. We're at a range I don't like. I don't like this range right here. But we got to do what we got to do. Quincy Jones, good to see you in here, man. How you doing? Sadiq is a top tight end dynasty asset. I like Sadiq more than most of the first-round guys this year outside of the top 4, really. I like Tate, Love, Tyson Price over him, but other than that, I can get either Sadiq. Oh, I mean, that's the thing is, like, with a guy like him, like I said, in the context of the question that we were asked, with a guy like Kenyon Sadiq, even in next year's draft, which is a really strong draft, he would still go in the late first to early second round because of the capital that he was given this year. So, it's a no-brainer in the context of the question we were asked. Good to see you, man. Poppin' Sid, awesome. Thank you. Right back at you, man. We are here, and you nailed it. That is the way to get your question answered immediately, by doing a super chat. But it's good to have you in here. All right. We're going with the Bowers. We're going with Brock Bowers here. I'm feeling that one. Feeling that running back tight end start that my draft strategies historically love this one too. There's got to be something for this one. I know I always ask that question to myself, and there is one somewhere that's acceptable. Like, this one's acceptable right here. It's not ideal, but if nothing else, we will utilize it. Running back, tight end. This is better. This is a better strategy right here. We're looking for that strong finals advance rate number. 0.19%, very strong number right there. So, bully tight end, historically pretty strong advance rates too, somehow. I don't typically like to do it, so we're probably not going to get McBride, but stranger things have happened. E.T. Walrus, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. We're live. Let's go. We've been live for almost 2 hours now, man. It's good to see you in here. La Eliza, very annoyed that I didn't make it into the same draft. I used to be so good at it. Luck of the draw sometimes. It's like, especially in this one, the puppy 3 fills up so freaking fast. It's like almost impossible to get in on the same one. It's like almost impossible, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, as you know. We don't miss days around here. Not around here. E.T. Walrus got the 103 in a 10-man league with one flex. Either Chase or Puka with the first pick, but I don't know if I should go with a falling running back like Hampton or Chase Brown, and then a wide receiver like Rice or Nico. Let me think on that one for a minute while I decide what to do here. And we're not doing it. We're not going McBride. Just not feeling it. We're going to go with Javonte. I tried to switch it to Cam Scatterby last second, but we went with Javonte. We'll be all right. Okay, so 103, 10-man league, one flex. Either Chase or Puka with the first pick. I endorse either of those. I would go with Chase personally. That's the move I would make. Falling running back like Hampton to Chase Brown. If Hampton was available, I'm definitely going Hampton. There's no question. If Hampton is available, I will go with Amari and Hampton. If it's Chase Brown versus Rashee Rice, I'd go with Rashee Rice. But if it's Chase Brown versus Nico, I would go with Chase Brown. That's the order of how I would do things. Or Bowers second, and then Henry or KW3 in the third. but it's PPR, so I don't know about that. Yeah, I would personally go with Hampton. In order, I would go Hampton, Rasheed, Chase Brown, Nico. I would personally go with Bowers there if it wasn't Rasheed or Hampton. So we're going receiver here. We'll buy the Luther Burden hype again. We'll buy it for this build right here. Yeah, I would personally go with Bowers only if Hampton and Rice were both gone. Tyler Sperry, good to see you in here, man. Happy Wednesday to you. Sorry, would you draft Diggs? No, I'm late to the party also. Thoughts on Jaden Daniels now? Dude, no apologies necessary. Appreciate you joining. It depends where Diggs is going to go. Because I would imagine Diggs will start to rise up in drafts. And if I got a question earlier in here today asking me about Mike Evans versus Diggs. And if more people think like that, Diggs' price will rise to a point I don't want to touch. But if he stays in his range or a round or two higher, then I'll draft Diggs. I'll draft him. But I need to see where he ends up over the next 5 to 7 days before I can give a definitive answer on that. Thoughts on Jaden Daniels? I think Jaden Daniels is great. I mean, Jaden Daniels is a 6th-round guy who has the upside to be a top 3 to 2 quarterback. So especially with Diggs there now, it's going to increase his passing volume. His passing yards volume will be increased. So overall, I think Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback in fantasy. He's a great pick, and I think his upside is higher with Diggs. It's good to see you. Easy R1P, good to see you too. Joe Burrow MVP season incoming. It very well could happen. Their schedule is great. Their division's in flux. I could very much see it. Good to see you in here. Go with another running back here. I'm good with either of these guys. Either one of these guys I am happy to get. TreVeyon Henderson, man. TreVeyon, I'm wondering if he's going to start falling a little bit. I am very curious about that because he's been getting some not so favorable news during training camp, so I can see him fall. Now, he went with this strategy right here, which is not a great one for playoff advancement rate, but if you make it, your finals and semi-advancement rates are very strong when you utilize the ideal build, which is a normal one. 2 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 2 tight ends, and 9 receivers. Tim Johnson, LOL, after all the JJ shit talking, here we are. Cook and Hampton were gone, so I kind of panicked. Oh, man. Here we are indeed. 112, you go with him. I mean, in that situation, yeah, it's kind of tough to adjust on a 20-second shot clock there. I can envision it for myself, too. Vikes for life, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yo, let's do a 12-team PPR mock with viewers. We do it every day. 12 teams, we bounce from 12 to 10 to 14 to 8. We can definitely do it tomorrow, but we are not going to get back into sleeper today. This will be the last draft of the day. But it's good to see you, and hit the notification bell. We're live every day doing mock drafts. We need to go over the receivers here. Hey, give me Jordan Tyson. Why not? Tamar, good to see you in here, man. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm late, but I'm here. Salute. Right back at you, man. Good to see you in here. E.T. Walrus. Oh, wow. I'm very late then. You're a little late, man. Better late than never, but don't be late. Nah, man, I appreciate you joining. Potent P, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Just got assigned pick 10 in my 13-team redraft, and I'm kind of pumped. Pick 10 and 13 teams, man. So every week someone's going to have a bye week. You don't see too many 13-teamers out there, but pick 10 is not a bad place to be. I would not say that 13 teams is like 10 spot on a 12 man. I don't love that. 13 team, it's still not my favorite, but you can build some good teams. I've got draft strategy videos for each range of the draft, so if you want to check out your best strategy for that range, there's a video on the channel from last week. We went through the 10 to 12 range. That's a good one for you to check out. But good to see you in here. Mark and Souls, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Diggs for Brooks if I have Chuba. That's tough, man, because if you have Chuba, you definitely want Jonathan Brooks. But the problem that I have in the predicament I'm in is that I don't value them the same. I don't value Brooks the same, close to the same as the rest of the community does. You might want to do it, though, just because with Diggs, he actually you could end up getting a little bit of a steal. That sucks, man, honestly. I would rather wait to see where Diggs goes and where he's valued before I pull the trigger, but at the same time, if you wait and he doesn't reach that value, you'll never get it. I don't know what your other options are, but I probably would take that because getting Brooks it's a very good idea for Chuba. It's good to see you. E.T. Walrus, thank you for the in-depth answer. Goated. Appreciate you, man. Dude, we always love talking to you. I love talking to you guys. I love answering y'all's questions. I love talking balls, so it's always a good time. Well, the receivers that we would want, mostly off the board. For no reason whatsoever, I have the temptation to go with Herbert and just bank on, because I just don't have enough shares of Herbert. I'm just going to go with him here. Tyler Sperry, like Diggs versus Quentin Johnston or Diggs versus Christian Watson or Godwin is where I think you'd probably be landing now. That's probably accurate, actually. I would imagine that is a range he probably would start to go. I didn't even see where he went on the last draft. I'm going to have to pay more attention this time to see where he goes, because if he's going in the range of like QJ, I think I'd still prefer QJ. Watson, I'd still prefer Watson. Godwin, we could have a discussion. I think I would prefer Diggs there. But you're probably right. That could end up being where he starts to go. It could happen. Mango Muffin, what's going on? Good to see you. Where can I find half PPR rankings? On this channel, man. On this channel, we go through them. We will give an updated rankings next week. But we do have rankings from last month. But we do rankings weekly during the season, so you can find it right here. All right. Yeah, that made it easy for me. I'm going to go ahead and take Michael Wilson here. I love the value of Michael Wilson, dude. It's so crazy. I really do love that value. Potent P totally meant 12. No worries. Yeah, that makes it even more like it. I would definitely recommend you watch my draft strategy video now because it's for 12-man leagues. So, yeah, that video from 10 to 12 range is up from last week on the channel. So, it's a good video to start with. 3S Garage, you think Diggs can have a top 20 season if Daniels doesn't stay healthy this year? If he doesn't stay healthy, I don't think Diggs is getting there. I don't think Terry probably gets there either. Like, if their entire offense hinges on Jaden Daniels' health. The entire operation. So if Jaden is unhealthy, then there's no chance that either one of those wide receivers is top 20. Tamar, what are your thoughts on Brian Thomas Jr. this season? He killed me last season. It's a good question. My thoughts on BTJ are that if you get him where you can get him in most drafts, which is like the late 6th to early, like the mid to early 6th round, or I'm sorry, mid to late 6th round is where you can get him in most places. I think that value is totally fine. There's some platforms he goes even later, which makes it even more incentivized for me to take a player that is unique in Jackson. We just spent a whole lot of time talking about Jacksonville's offense. What I think about that offense still holds. But the thing is, with BTJ, we've seen this guy do a top 5 season in fantasy football. So if there's any guy that I want to put my weight behind in that pass catching room, it is BTJ. Because they're all priced around the same. So for me personally, that incentivizes me to take the guy who's been there, done that, which is him. So, yeah, for me personally, I'm going to go Rachaad White here. For me personally, I do think that BTJ in most places is valued okay. Like, I don't think you're having to reach for BTJ. You can get him in a good spot. Where if he fails, I don't think he's going to be like the wide receiver 90 this year. If he fails, like that's like returning value, basically. Like he's the wide receiver 30. I'll take the upside swing on BTJ. But I get it. From last year, it sucks. The difference is, though, last year you were paying a late first, early second cost for him. This year, you're not even paying close to that. So I would take the shot and put emotions aside. Tim Johnson, you killed me with that Herbert pick. What happened to you? Oh, yeah, you had Ladd. Sorry, dude. I want to increase my shares of Herbert. I just don't feel like I have enough of him. Just don't feel like I have enough. I need just one more running back. I will say that. What was KC Conception's deal? Oh, he had a shoulder injury. Huh. I didn't hear about that. That's interesting. Huh. I didn't know that. Jersey B, what's going on? 10-man PPR drafted JSN, Genty, Bowers, Ladd, Scat, Waddle, Lemon, Trevor Lawrence, Pollard, White, Wilson. Thoughts? Sounds like a good team I like. I got no complaints from any pick of that. Ladd, Waddle, we could have discussions on who was available at the time, but overall, I'm not gonna fight you on those picks. I think for the majority of that squad, I like all of them. So yeah, good stuff, man. Man, people are already having their real fantasy drafts. I usually wait just to make sure there's not any key injuries from the preseason, stuff like that. Mango Muffin, okay, thanks. Anytime, man. Anytime. Dante DeMora, my man, it's good to see you in here. thank you as always for being a loyal member of the Roundup family. And it's good to see you in here today. But we got Tyler Shuck with that 10th pick. So we're done with quarterbacks. We will see about wide receiver. I do need to take more receivers because I'm 3 deep. And it's not the best room. Diggs goes 11th. So he's already rising a bit. So we'll see how much more he rises over the next 5 to 7 days. But realistically, he's going to continue to rise throughout the offseason. KC gone. So Rodriguez is starting to ease back in. But who am I kidding? I'm going Woody Marks. I'm definitely going Woody Marks here. We can punt on receivers again. We've got our 5 running backs just the way I like it. Woody Marks, my guy. M. Stockton, good to see you in here, man. How you doing today? What's up, brother? Do you think being light JCM could hurt me? I have too much late Katron. Worried he's a 0. Oh, I mean, I started thinking about that the other day, actually, myself. You know, there's one pick so far this offseason I regret doing a bunch. It's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, I picked him from, like, every draft from, like, May or, like, late April to, like, early June. I took him in so many. And I mean, like, every draft. Katron Allen, I've got a ton of shares of, and he may not even make the roster. I mean, he's not guaranteed to make it. Like, I've heard stories about how his pass protection's been weak, and realistically, like, when you're kind of lower on the totem pole, you either need to stand out rushing in a big way, or you need to stand out as a pass blocker to keep a roster spot. So I would draft more Bill if I was you. My bottom line this whole offseason has been draft Commanders running back. I don't care who it is. That's why I'm probably too overweight on Katron Allen. Because if I want to get a Commanders running back in every draft. Because the upside in that offense, if Jaden's healthy, is high. And so if I was you, I would be taking more of him. Trey Tucker, not leaving this draft without him. You could bet that. You can bet on that one. It's good to see you, M. Stockton. E.T. Walrus having a hard time deciding between those round 4 receivers. Garrett Wilson, Ladd, Flowers, Devonta Smith, Egbuka. I don't think it's as tough. Egbuka is the clear number 1 for me. I would definitely go Egbuka first. I think he's the only guy in that list with real top 5 upside. Like, I wouldn't say that even. I think that's a bad way to put it. I think that Zay has top 5 upside. I think Devonta Smith has an outsider's chance at top 5 upside. I think Egbuka's the most likely to hit top 5 upside. With Devonta Smith, he'd be my second choice, and then I would go with Zay. But Garrett Wilson, I'm staying away from. Garrett Wilson is such a headache in redraft leagues, and it's not just him, it's Brees too, because the Jets are so bad, there's going to be matchups where you're obviously going to want to bench them, but if you draft them in the 4th, 3rd round, then you're not going to be able to justify benching them. So I'm staying away from Jets. But to be clear, Egbuka is the choice for me every time. I like Devonta Smith too, but I'm going Egbuka. Still need another tight end. If Gadsden is there, I'll take him just because I can get that stack. Trey Harris also is an option, but I'm going to go with Gadsden. Oh, man. How's everyone's day going so far? Everyone having a good week so far? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Show your support. We're almost 2 hours deep, man. E.T. Walrus. Yeah, any Jets player is a nightmare to own. Just thinking in terms of target volume. You know the funny thing about that one, though? Is in years past, that argument made sense to me. Because they had nobody. This year, they just drafted a first-round wide receiver and a first-round pass-catching tight end. So I think that target volume discussion is starting to break down for Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson is a pitfall. I mean, I love the talent of both players. Like, don't get it twisted, but I don't think his target share is as good as it was years past. Like, they're trying to not only take more pressure off him, but also to just diversify their weaponry. That's why they went both Omar Cooper Jr. and Kenyon Sadiq in the first round this year. So realistically for me, I don't think his target share is actually that strong. We'll go Zachariah Branch here. Take a shot on this guy. His cost has gotten out of control a little bit, actually. Dante DeMora. Do you think Hunter Henry could be the number 2 target on that team? It's a good question. I think he could. I don't think he will be, though. I think that Dobbs will be. And I think that they're trying to move off of Hunter Henry. But there's a world where Dobbs and the rookie tight end they drafted don't work out as well as they thought, and then Hunter de facto becomes the number 2. Because like with Hunter, we've seen the upside there. Like he can catch the ball. He's not a bad pass catcher. I just think a year older, they're probably thinking of moving on at this point. So I think in their ideal world, he doesn't end up as the number 2 target, but could it happen? Yeah, it could. E.T. Walrus, but Egbuka has shown flashes of top performance. Yeah, no, Egbuka is the guy for sure for me. It's Egbuka clearly. Devonta Smith's good. Zay's good. But Egbuka's the guy. Dante DeMora, I've been trying to push quarterback because all my teams have 4 running backs by the time Stevenson and Chuba go. When I push running back, I like to combo Sharps and Algier in this range. Interesting. You like to combo the 2. Yeah, Sharps, I definitely like to get him, but Algier, you know, the funny thing about him is that early in the offseason, I was drafting a bunch of Algier. I cooled on that. I very much cooled on that idea. It was mostly because his price nerfed after they got Jeremiah Love. But, I mean, even now, like, his cost is so cheap still. But I just don't have the same excitement just because they're probably going to be on a bottom 5 team. We're going to go with the Moon Man, Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney's going to start. Like, he's going to be on the field a good amount for this team. I expect that. One will start early, the other will come back later. Oh, I see. I see the strategy there. Interesting. Henry feels like Goddard, but 3 rounds later. Maybe. Like I said, maybe. I think I'll hold on to this. I still think in the Patriots' ideal world, he is not the target to number 2. I think in their ideal world, Dobbs is the target too. And I think in also their ideal world that Henry starts to split reps with the rookie tight end. I can't remember his name. Eli Reradon, I think it is. I think their ideal world has Henry off the field a little bit more this year. So, but can it happen? Yes, it absolutely can if Dobbs or the rookie tight end or both don't work out. It is definitely in the cards. We'll go Tank Dell. Yep, we need 9 receivers for this build. Goddard, to me, is not like Goddard's been getting a lot of hype lately in the fantasy space. It's not that I don't think he has upside. It's mostly just because I worry about his age at this point. But I'm not going to debate like his importance to the offense. I do think he'll maintain good importance in the offense. Shador goes in the 16th. People feeling pretty confident that Shador's going to be the starter, huh? I mean, I think he will be too, but it's just interesting to see. Raridon, Jolly, Theo Johnson, and Colby Park consider my tight end targets in round 18. Interesting. I like to go with, at this point, the Muth is not going to that range. He's going earlier than that, but ordinarily I did like to target him. I like to target Theo Johnson sometimes. I like to target Michael Mayer sometimes. But yeah, having some late round tight end shots are a good idea too. Stowers too. I'm surprised he's fallen from round 16 to 18. Well, the reason why is because everything out of camp for him has been bad. Like, he's not ready. And he was a guy I didn't really like as a prospect. Super raw athlete, yes, but super raw doesn't always translate. In fact, a lot of those project guys, the guy was a quarterback, and he switched to tight end. A lot of those guys don't work out at the end of the day. We're going to go with Ridley here. Yeah. A lot of those guys don't work out at the end. So I was never a big Stowers guy, to be honest with you. But, I mean, he does have talent. So maybe like towards the end of the year he could do something, but it'll be a while, man. Where you at, guys? Like the video? You got to like the video, man. You got to like the video. We got one more pick to go, and then we're going to be out of here for the night. But, it's been fun. It's been a fun stream, guys. Thank you guys for making it fun. And Dante, thank you for picking up the slack in the chat, man. Tesla was a quarterback, and that was part of the reason I sold him in Dynasty. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of stories like that, man. The only recent one I can remember of a player going from like a former quarterback to a pass catcher and it working. And it didn't even work long term. It just worked for one season particularly. Was Terrell Pryor. Raiders fans know Terrell Pryor. Like, Terrell Pryor was an absurdly talented athlete at quarterback. Huge dude. Like, humongous. And Terrell Pryor, he got switched over to receiver in the NFL. He made the jump. And it worked for 1 year, but outside of that, it didn't. There's not a ton of other examples that I could think of from quarterback to pass catcher that have worked out. Not a ton of recent memory. We'll take the shot on Brennan Thompson since we have Justin Herbert here. And that's going to do it, guys. So we are done after this one. I appreciate you guys being in here today. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel on your way out. We'll be back tomorrow. Again, draft guide, redraft, and best ball are both on sale. Right now, you can Venmo me. The description has the Venmo. It's RYAN-PODNAR. $23 for the redraft draft guide. $12 for the best ball draft guide. If you play Underdog using my code and sign up using my code, you get it for free. The best ball draft guide. Or I'm sorry, the redraft draft guide right now. That offer's not going to last. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.